Hey friends, so you know on this channel, we dig Jaiden Animations, we love Mario, but did you also know that I'm a fan of Dance Dance Revolution? All I'm saying is, you can't have size 18 shoes and not get into rhythm games at least a little bit. I've got an advantage. But anyway, today, all those things are coming together because we're checking out Jaiden Animations and the game Nintendo wants us to forget. Welcome back, friends, and a special welcome to all the new friends out there. I'm YoBGS, and yeah, Jaiden posted this video, and I was on kind of my hiatus for a little bit, and I didn't really pay attention to it, but then when someone brought to my attention that it has Mario and DDR, as a Mario speedrunner and a kid who I used to get free Chinese food at the mall to DDR in front of the Chinese place. Anyway, I had to check this out, so let's go.
Everyone knows about the classic household name, Dance Dance Revolution. It's the one where you go to those arcade places and there's that one Asian guy full comboing the hardest song with both player slots, and he's been doing it with no break for the past 2 hours, and he's the coolest person anyone has ever seen.
I mean, not in the middle of the Midwest. It was considerably more awkward white high school kids just trying to be cool and failing miserably. But she has a point.
It's a huge video game genre that sparked an incredibly talented and dedicated fan base. But we're not talking about a game that has any of that. We're talking about the Mario DDR game that came out on the GameCube in 2005 and is the funniest thing Nintendo has ever done.
Yeah, so first of all, if it's only on the GameCube and it was never released in an arcade, the metal pads are essential. The rubber, like, I can't adequately explain the plastic that's this thin that they used to use for the home mats. Some people would pay like $80 for the ones that had a little more foam to them, but those things were still ridiculously garbage as well. And by the way, if you like me reliving my childhood trauma, make sure to subscribe, because we tend to do that a lot.
If you didn't know, Nintendo released their own Dance Dance Revolution game to capitalize on the hype, but it's actually awful. For whatever reason, they just ripped all the assets and models from their Mario Party games and mocapped Mario to various dances, resulting in animations like these. I hope you're starting to pick up on the vibe of this game now.
I mean, that's not terrible, but honestly, it makes me think about, like, you know how Mario Party 6 had a microphone? It's almost like another Mario Party was supposed to have a DDR pad attached to it.
I wanted to run the game at the hardest difficulty, but I realized to unlock each difficulty, you need to complete the entire story mode in its prior difficulty. So to unlock hard mode, you have to beat the game in normal. To unlock very hard, you have to beat it all again in hard. So we all agree that I played the game 3 whole times and didn't use a cheat code to get the hardest difficulty immediately, right? Alright, great. This game is awesome already.
That is ridiculous, by the way. Because if you were a fan of DDR and you buy it, these games have big song catalogs, so that would take... Yeah.
The story starts out with Toad running to Mario's house because someone stole the music keys from Truffle Towers and they need to go get them back. What are the music keys? The game calls them the spheres that hold the power of music, and then does not elaborate. They try to head to the tower, and not a minute into the game, we reach our first story hurdle, which is a river. They say it's flooded, but does not look flooded in the slightest. In fact, that is exactly what I'd expect a completely normal river to look like.
Yeah. Also, this feels like a Mario RPG game, and now they've... It's like they had 4 ideas for games that almost would have been okay on their own, and they mashed them together into this disaster.
Also, why would you put your house here in the first place, especially if you're gonna have problems with crossing rivers? But Toad has a solution, and the solution is to dance.
Heck yeah!
Oh my god, do not tell me I can predict how this entire game goes all because of this one sentence. Anyways, Toad says if they dance, maybe they can cross the river, but then they just get in a boat and dance, which I think is one step too complicated. They cross the river in a boat and thank the power of magic, get to Truffle Towers, the door is locked, and then are bombed by Waluigi. Mario gets sent flying, and Waluigi monologues about how he is the one that stole the music keys and intends to use them to become the best dancer in the world.
I see nothing wrong with this. If they're not gonna let Waluigi in Smash, he has a right to steal all of the music in the history of the universe. You know what? This is one time I am blaming the victim.
Which, first of all, is full-on admission of guilt and therefore triable in court. And also, I don't think you need to stoop to robbery to accomplish that dream.
I love little Jaiden and Phoenix Wright Jaiden.
Like it all. Mario lands at the bottom of a really deep pipe, but uses the power of busting it down to get out. Somehow. I don't know what happened, but he just started dancing and then he was out. And on their way back to the tower, they visit a local shop run by Lakitu. They're shopping, and then the camera pans and reveals, is that the key to Truffle Towers? They ask him about it, and he's just like, yup, ain't she a beaut? And it's like, what?
No, a key that you can't use unless it's one of the crown jewels. It's not gonna be valuable for anything.
Why is it here?
My
Toad
dude?
asks if they can have it, and he responds, only if you can do something for me. Which is terrifying and ominous. He takes them to the back, which is also terrifying and ominous, but says, these brat kids are messing with my garden. If you get rid of them, you can have the key. Oh, phew. Okay, he just wants us to beat up children.
You know Mario can shoot fire, right? He could eliminate this problem way more effectively than serving them and sending them home to mommy and dad.
So Mario just dances around and smashes them. We get the key, go back to the tower, and walk in on Waluigi just having his own private little dance party.
Oh yeah, look at this. You cannot, okay. You have to let me know in the comments
Smashes
if you've
them.
ever been busted,
We get
well
the
not
key.
busted, but if you've ever been doing this
Go
at
back to the
home, just when the mood so strikes you.
Tower and walk in on Waluigi just having his own private little dance party inside, alone. Have you just been dancing around in silence this whole time? He strikes an...
Have you never seen a Sia music video, Jaiden? Lanky people emotionfully dancing in a grand ballroom. He's just auditioning for a music video.
anime back pose and challenges us to a dance-off, which we win because look at Mario go. And now we got the music key. Mario does the smallest little punch celebration in the world before Toad says they're not done with their journey. We have one of the music keys, but apparently there's 4 in total. You mean the game isn't 18 minutes long? Toad summons this incredible music airship that I guess he just has, and off we go to World 2 where they...
But he couldn't summon that to take them to the tower. Also, not to be pedantic, but Dance Dance Revolution games don't need storyline. Like, think about every rhythm game you've ever seen in an arcade. Never are they worried about bosses. You know, you want to walk up to that big washing machine with the dots on it, put your dollar in, and then start doing all this. You know, the E Honda 100-hand slap. You don't... Bishibashi can get away with having storyline. Rhythm games do not need storyline. I want music and I want step charts. Anything that's going to take away from music and step charts, get rid of it.
Immediately fly into a tornado, get flung away, and ruin Toadette's hotel. And when I say ruin, I mean turn it into corkscrew pasta. Toadette is absolutely furious, and I'm just praying we didn't kill every single person who was in the building. But Mario's like, don't worry, dude, I know how to fix it. By dancing. Of
Heck
course.
yeah.
They dance and the building coils itself up again, and Toadette's like, thanks, by the way, I saw the thing you guys are looking for fly over in that direction. Which is like, okay, sure. They head over in that direction, but a whirlpool just spawns out of nowhere. They sail to a nearby island for safety, kind of just stand.
Did they dance their way out of the whirlpool? This game is a series of... This game... How you can... Only in politics do you see a situation where 0 questions get answered and more questions get raised, and that's it.
With creepy blank stares for a bit, then walk into the only building on the island, which is just another shop. This time it's run by Lakitu, but in a pirate hat.
Hell
and
yeah.
You'll never guess what he's got. A ship attachment that lets you sail through whirlpools. How incredibly convenient to keep on progressing. Mario and Toad are just looking at the thing, and Lakitu's like, I see you've got your eye on the boogie booster. It lets you sail through
You know, I once said to somebody, I see you've got your eye on the boogie booster, and now I'm not allowed in that YMCA anymore.
whirlpools. Toad's like, oh neat, can we have it? Nope, it's not for sale. Then why is it on display? You know what? You got a point.
I challenge
if
you
you
to
beat
a
me in
dance off.
battle, you can have it. I kid you not, that is the exact exchange that happens in the game. The song that plays while battling Lakitu is super intimidating, and I thought I was gonna actually be in danger. But Mario wins the dance off, probably because Lakitu has 0 legs.
But then Lakitu couldn't. Well, that's the thing about DDR. You don't get penalized for wrong steps. I think In the Groove penalizes you for wrong steps, but DDR doesn't penalize you for wrong steps. So if you have 4 legs, you're undefeatable. If you have 2 legs, you got problems.
Get the engine.
Well, if you have no legs, you got problems.
Thing that wasn't for sale, and Lakitu definitely did not have to give away. And now they can sail through whirlpools. And when the game says through, they actually mean into, because apparently the music key is in the whirlpool, and I don't know how they knew that, or why they didn't tell me, the player, that in the first place.
This is the angriest, by the way, this is the angriest base Jaiden we've ever seen in a video. Normally she is significantly more chill, but not today. And I guess I can see why.
I was just thinking the whole time, can't you just sail around the whirlpool or something? There's like a whole ocean to sail in, and you're wanting to sail through this tiny little section.
In there.
But now I look like a fool, and frankly, I don't think it's my fault. So they get to the bottom of the whirlpool and find the second music key being guarded by this giant blooper. And of course, that means we need to dance battle.
But Blooper has 8
for
legs!
All these duel songs, you get to see the opponent's screen. I thought it would have been really funny to see the Blooper have like 8 arrows to hit instead of the classic 4.
Glorious! Barry Mario! I like this. Shiny Blooper? What is Shiny Blooper?
Whatever, it's just a really creative and fun little idea. I guess they didn't have to be funny, I guess. Also, when I say dance, I mean murder. Mario danced so hard, the Blooper died. On to World 3 they go, which, by the way, this game is going at breakneck pace. Mario does a couple dances, someone dies, and on to the next area, I guess. They land at an amusement park and are immediately gatekept by these hammer bros who are like, if you want to get in, you're gonna have to dance through us. Toad
Stop, Hammer Bros! Whoa, Toad's doing the running man.
Runs away because he says his legs are too stubby to dance, which means the gatekeeping worked on him. Mario's canonically immune to gatekeeping, so he stepped up to the challenge. And I would like to mention these Hammer Bros' highest combo was 30, which is not good at all. I'm just saying, I would be embarrassed if I tried to gatekeep someone and performed like that.
Wow! Jaiden Animations, gatekeeping in the year 2023.
Just saying, Mario and Toad enter the amusement park.
See, and here's another thing that kind of is disappointing. If you're insistent on having this storyline, like Jaiden had mentioned with the squid, how cool would it be if when you're against the Hammer Bros, one of them can lean over and boom, they hit one of your arrows, and then your arrow's dead for a little bit. Like, because that used to be Donkey Kong games and Mario games were excellent at every world would introduce a new, I'm thinking about like Yoshi's Island in particular. Every world would introduce a new mechanic. So every world made the game a little bit more difficult. But no, this is just DDR, except you don't get to pick a song.
To see
what are the songs, by the way? Are they dancing to like Butterfly?
Mario on a roller coaster with a music key. They yell out, "Follow that roller coaster!" Which is like, if only there were rails to indicate where it's going. But then they make probably the worst decision you could when you're trying to catch someone on a roller coaster, which is get on the other roller coaster cart. If you're getting on a roller coaster to catch someone already on the roller coaster, that doesn't work. Roller coaster
It does the way I play Roller Coaster Tycoon, but that's not relevant.
don't catch up to each other. That's called a collision. So they make haste again, the chase of a lifetime, and they end up running into a haunted house where Mario needs to dance to fend off the ghosts to avoid being possessed. Is this what you have to do to close Ouija boards people forget to say goodbye to?
Now also remember, by the way, that Jaiden is playing on the hardest difficulty. Normally, the hardest difficulty is constant boom, 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 boom. Like, and this is just like step, go eat a sandwich, come back in a little bit, stop.
Take it out and start the chase again. Also, Wario, I don't think you should be saying this when you're clearly in tackling distance. They corner him at the Ferris wheel. He pulls the, if you can beat me in a dance battle, you can have the key thing again. We beat him, and hey, third music key. By the way, Wario has one of the best songs in the game. The two arrive at World 4, where the skybox is very visible.
I understand it's copyrighted, but I want to know. I gotta hear it.
Snowy and blistery. Toad is about to freeze to death in the funniest animation I've ever seen, as Mario does not care. But they make it to the top of the mountain, where they find the
Mario's like that one guy who, the dude who lives in the cold. You know who I'm talking about, right? He was on Gwyneth Paltrow's show. But through breathing, he can, like, dive into ice-cold water and not get sick.
Does not care. But they make it to the top of the mountain, where they find the last music key lodged in this giant Freezy's head. Toad goes up to him and is like, "Hey, sir, can we have that?" And gets hard ignored. So he turns to Mario and is like, "Did you see that? I was ignored." Mario, kill him, which the Freezy did not like, which, being honest, is very reasonable. I would be in the same boat if I gave someone the silent treatment and then I overhear them put a hit on me. Even though Toad is clearly in the wrong, Mario dance fights him anyway, and
is this whole there we go.
During the very fun upbeat song, the Freezy is seen slowly melting as Mario pelts him with fireballs. The giant Freezy dies tragically. They get the key, and Toad cheers, never once taking the time to self-reflect and realize how unreasonable he just was.
What do you mean? This entire adventure was concocted so Toad could watch Mario twerk. Like, Toad is a pest. You gotta watch out for Toad, I'm just saying.
Now this beautiful, innocent creature is dead because of it. They fly back to Truffle Towers to put the music keys back when Bowser punches Toad in the throat and takes all the keys back to his castle.
Deserved,
oh my
though?
goodness, there's a Secret World 5? Secrets in Mario game? Who would have guessed that? After Mario dances to quite possibly the strangest Mario Bros song I've ever heard. They infiltrate the castle and grab the keys before Bowser.
You love the love there is to love, or whatever it said.
Able to use them. Then Toad's like, "You're going down, Bowser. Mario, kill him." And then the most
Toad, what the hell? Stop!
Dance battle begins. Have you ever seen Bowser do an aerial while Mario's busting it down in front of him? Well, there you go. This song unironically goes crazy hard, too. The premise of this battle is, while you're hitting the arrows, you also have to hit these rocket parts, and when you get all three, it builds into this space rocket that flies over and astral squishes Bowser. And I would like to say, for the record, I think it is incredibly impressive he's able to take a giant hammer to the head and immediately jump up and keep dancing like a champ. That's some incredible stamina right there. But
oh yes, and you know, club drugs and
the song ends and Bowser collapses. The day is once again saved thanks to Mario and the sociopathic megalomaniac that is Toad. They ask Bowser why he wanted the music keys in the first place, and he's like, "I'll be honest, I just wanted to fix my tone deafness." Poor guy.
What? What? Come on, man. Come on, Jaiden. What? Toad makes you unalive dozens of harmless NPCs. Bowser wants to feel that beat so he can rock the boogie. And all of a sudden, Bowser's the bad guy. Look at this. Kawaii Bowser Desu or whatever.
Just wants to become a K-pop star. I guess that struck a chord within Mario because then he just uses all the keys himself and releases all the music power into the world, and they all act like he's a hero and everything is happily and sparkly in the end, and how it's supposed to be used this whole time, which could be cute if it wasn't so stupid, and also invalidates every single organism they slaughtered to get to this point. Was this a good game? Not even close. It was surprisingly hard, but it's not because the game is hard. I think it's really just because the developers didn't know anything about DDR.
Also, where did Jaiden find a functional dance pad in 2020 whenever she posted?
If they did, they sure as hell didn't make a game that seemed like it. They don't indicate which arrows are on what beats, which is really important in DDR. Well, okay, technically they do tell you what arrow is on a full beat and which are on half beats, but they switch back and forth between the same colors the whole time. See these two squares? Tell me which one is which when they're flying across the screen and all intertwined with each other. In other words, you. Enemy.
Well, meanwhile, Scott the Woz also would probably fall apart playing this.
The arrows are impossible to see because they're not bright and neon, so they blend into the background, which is distracting enough already. For me, the calibration was wrong, so I went into the settings to fix it, and instead of having a way to recalibrate it manually or something, you have to input plus or minus, which is like, my sweet spot ended up at +9, and I have no idea what that means. I could go on and on, but I think you get the point. Do I hate this game? Nope, I absolutely loved it.
Wait. No?
Do I hate this game? Nope, I absolutely loved it. And it's all because of the stupid rotoscope dance animations. How could you call this bad? Nintendo will never let this happen again. So I think we need to step up and cherish this game because it's a miracle it exists in the first place. Plus the songs, except that weird one near the end, are actually fire. And I'm dying on that hill proudly.
Hello everyone, I hope you've
Oh, the one was David Barron. That makes sense.
been doing well. I have been doing quite well myself. Nothing.
All evidence to the contrary. Apparently, you've been dancing your ass off, and it's been a very awkward experience for everyone involved. But I don't like how antithetical it is to an actual DDR experience. That's the big problem I have with this, because a DDR is I don't know, maybe I'm being a nerd, but like it's a big arcade type of vibe. You should be able to go with your friends, pick a couple songs, boom, 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 have your fun, be on your way. The fact that it had RPG elements to it, it makes me feel like it was like 5 unfinished games, like I said earlier, mashed into one, or something that was meant to be put into a Mario Party that they just didn't quite commit to. Makes me want to play DDR though. That's one of the things that sucks nowadays is like, I don't know, you can just find an arcade and find DDR and have it not be $800 a game, but you gotta love that Jaiden is now finding the obscure, cool, random games and giving them some love. Even if it is a Mario title, you know it's an obscure Mario title. So if you dug this video, thanks for sticking with me. Make sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. As always, take care, my friends, and I will see you for the next one.